Welcome to the Final 9 of the Next Gen 2019 National Championships here in Austin, Texas. This video is brought to you by Jomez Productions, and our title sponsor of this video is Prodigy Discs, and the tour is brought to you by all of our manufacturer sponsors and other sponsors from outside the sport. I'm here with Kevin Jones.
Hello, Dave, and hello, everybody trying to watch some awesome disc golf, and we've got it for you, the Final 9. Just about to start right now.
We have Kyle Klein coming in at 38 under with a 12-stroke lead from Granville, Michigan.
This guy's been dominating.
Next up, the bowling state champ, John Nicholson. He comes in at 26 under par, but definitely a commanding lead on second. Followed up by Casey Cox, who's played a great back nine to get in the final 9 at minus 15. And the new face, Mitchell Ramirez here, coming in at minus 6, coming in, taking Munn off the card, and also took a 7 on his first hole of the tournament and fought back to the final 9.
That's always something special,
yeah,
Dave.
He missed his first hole.
So we're going to begin on hole 4. It's 115 meters. This is the slight bender to the right. Most players are going to be opting for a fairway driver, and our strong players are going to opt for a mid-range.
Right, welcome to the 2019 Next Generation Final 9.
We got Jay Redding as my MC here.
This is our men's professional open division. These former amateur players as of this round are playing for $13,500.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, just the one group. That's not the purse. 105,000 everything in the tournament.
Right.
That's got to be a record. We tried our best to make 100K overall, and we did it. And look at Kyle's face. He can almost spend that 5K.
Yeah.
17 years of age, the 2019 U.S. Amateur Champion, sponsored by Discmania and the Next Generation. He's a roller coaster thrill rider from Granville, Michigan. Give it up for Kyle Klein!
I love the way he does it. I'm never going to not have Jay Redding ever again.
Jay is so energetic, and he's actually just perfect for kids like Kyle and any kid in school.
I know Kyle's not nervous maybe to throw the first shot, but this is a victory lap that he's waited on and for a full year of working out every day, training every day, and taking this game to the next level.
Yeah, it's all coming down to this moment.
I mean, I saw him lose last year by one stroke, and he was not the player he is today. In 1 year, you'd be mesmerized by his change in skill.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle, for showing us all how it's done. This hole is not easy whatsoever. It's actually an extremely professional hole, if you ask me.
I told him right here when he came off the tee, just breathe. And he was like, I can breathe now. His face was all red. He was really wanting to perform on this shot, and I don't think he can throw it much better than that.
No, that's a fantastic shot.
Teeing off in our second position at a minus 26 up until this point. From Louisville, Texas, former high school state bowling champion, also playing for the University of North Texas. This is Jonathan Nicholson.
I didn't realize he was still in college. I would have guessed he was out of college, so he's much younger than we think he is.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So he could have a big future coming up.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Anybody starting at any kind of age under 30 has all the potential in the world, I would say. And even those athletic people over 30 can do something crazy with this golf as well.
I didn't get to start till I was 20. That's when I found the game. And I haven't met anybody else now. All the kids, including yourself, have all started in their teens at least. So I think it's kind of changed. If you're not starting your teens and you want to be Kevin Jones, it'll be tough.
It's tough, but it's definitely doable.
At a minus
it just takes a lot of hard work.
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He loves a good crawfish boil and has been floating on cloud 9 since yesterday's LSU defeat of the Alabama Crimson Tide. This is Casey Cox.
That was a fantastic introduction for Casey.
The people at home, they got to be loving it. He's got a big support there in Louisiana and Baton Rouge, and they have a lot of great golfers. That's where the Schultzes are from, is that area there. They have the family of Schultzes, Logan Weiss, a lot of great players over there. for him to compete with.
Teeing off in our fourth and final position at a -10 up until this point. Giving a shout out to his family and the Prescott Disc Golf Club. From Prescott Valley, Arizona, Mitchell Ramirez!
Is that the city that they call Prescott in Arizona? Do you know?
Yeah, I actually live there. It's Prescott Valley. Yeah,
okay,
Prescott.
okay.
But
It is Prescott.
It's kind of like the area in Arizona where you can still, organic farm. It's kind of got that hippie feel town.
Okay.
Kind of like a Eugene, Oregon, or an Asheville.
It's just a suburb of Phoenix, right?
No, it's way out, about an hour or so up in the mountains.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Prescott, though. I know. I remember I called it that my first time, and they corrected me, I feel like.
It's just one of those deals where the locals pronounce it different than the spelling.
A solid shot, but nobody's shot is going to compare to Kyle's park job.
Kind of like in Oregon, they say Willamette, but when you look at the sign, it says Willamette.
Oh, really?
And that's where, Nate Sexton's from, Willamette, but it's actually Willamette. So it's just how the locals pronounce it is what you got to go with. Casey gets right up and down.
Yep, good shot from him. So the only difference in this round is these guys just are going to have many more spectators than they are probably used to.
Our first look at Mitchell's putt, that's a little bit of nerves. First time, first putt on the camera, hasn't played with these guys all week.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, luckily the result really didn't change or matter really that much, but it was a little wobbly, and sometimes I'm like that too. I don't really trust my release,
Yeah, especially, I was just kind of pointing out how when you haven't played with a group all week, you don't know their flow, you don't understand their mannerisms, and especially if you've just climbed the whole way, the nerves are there. But I think he's excited. This is his third next gen. He missed the cut the first year, and then he made the top 16, missed the top 16 by 1 last year, and now in the final. So that's what perseverance is all about.
Yeah, perseverance and just getting better. Lots of improvement there. It's fun to track.
All right, Casey's first putt on the new T3 single chain bucket provided by Prodigy. New championship level bucket. Hopefully it's going to provide some great catches for us today.
Hole 5, par 4, 849 feet. This is one of the holes that I consider a signature hole of Roy G. Just a long, straight-ish fairway with some room right and left. Nothing too crazy tight about it, but it takes a very straight, disciplined shot in order to get in scoring position.
Kyle doing his victory lap. While he's doing that, little shout out, Cynthia Feldberg, she's part of this tour. She wasn't here this week because we have our baby, but tomorrow is our 1-year anniversary for our marriage. So happy anniversary, honey. I'll see you when I get home.
Yeah, and congratulations, Dave, from all of the disc golf world.
Thank you. Never thought I'd be able to be that lucky to be married and have a beautiful son. So
That's awesome. Fantastic shot here from Jonathan. Stay in the fairway. Big flare, no problem.
not the tree's not in the way this time. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
And I meant to say I love you, Cynthia. Casey Cox, again, that's very similar to the mistake he made last time, but this time he's kicked out in the fairway.
Oh my goodness, a fantastic kick to the fairway.
Not much distance off the tee, but he'll be able to throw.
It'll make his journey to par much easier.
Mitchell with the JomezPro hat. He knows what to wear in the final.
Oh, nice shot right here. So this is interesting to me just because Mitch here, if he plays really well on this final 9, he could jump up into third place over Casey. So that's kind of where I'm seeing a battle coming down right now. Obviously, Kyle Klein is just handling business.
And Nicholson's kind of in his own realm between the two.
Yeah, and Nicholson has been playing his game. I've watched him every round, I feel like. He's been playing his game all weekend, and it's paying off in dividends.
I like Mitchell's game. I've seen him play. I think he translates to become a top pro. It might take a little more work, but I could see it happen in a couple years.
I'd have to agree with you, Dave.
Real good mannerisms.
Yeah, mannerisms, control.
Oh, nice skip out of Klein.
It's a great shot.
So do you keep your sunglasses on your hat like that? Or are you worried they're going to fall off?
Well, I usually don't wear a hat, but I would not do that.
It's interesting. He's had them on there and they don't move. I don't know if he's got super glue on them or what, but
Maybe he's got some kind of rubber grip that just sticks them right in there.
that's going to be the new look in the future. It comes with the sunglasses attached. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, yeah. All right, so
A fallout sidearm. I usually don't see those. It's tough to do. Just outside the circle.
yeah, that's a pretty effective shot right there. That's going to be a par putt for him.
Decent gallery there right now. I think it'll pick up because we have the advanced ladies and the advanced masters that are turning pro in their finals just ahead of them 30 minutes. So the crowd's a little broken up.
Oh, nice. This is a great example of a Roy G upshot right there. So he had a few trees to beat. He could pick any line he wanted to, but if he hits the trees, he's not going to be making a putt from there. So pretty well executed from him.
Back to that sidearm layup game I'm so unused to seeing until I started playing with you guys the last couple years again since my surgery.
That's so funny to me.
That's all you've seen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the Macbeths didn't really do it, and Ricky got away from it for a while. So this new generation of you and your crowd that, is pushing, I don't play with you guys as much, but it's the common, right?
Yeah, it's really common. It's also important to know when to do it because it's hard to land those on sloped grounds consistently and hang and hold your spot. So, obviously these players will get better at learning which shot to pick over time.
So that's something you're paying attention to when you're out practicing the course.
Absolutely. You need to know what kind of ground you're playing with around the green so you know what's the ideal way for your disc to land.
Nice putt there out of Mitchell.
That's great.
And that'll be a bogey for Mr. Nicholson. Klein picks up the only par in the group to start and extends his lead. Casey getting out with a drop-in bogey. And we're on to hole 3.
Moving on, the third hole of our final 9 is the original hole 6 of Roy G. 100 meters on the dot. Pretty basic par 3. I assume we will see a couple mid-ranges here, some stable mid-ranges thrown on a flat angle or maybe a slight hyzer. We did see Kyle absolutely pin this one with a FollowFlight last round. This is going to be the same exact disc from him right here.
Yeah, I thought all 4 players were able to get up there. He's early released it, but the hole is so untechnical that he still got himself a makeable putt.
Yeah, he definitely got a little greasy there and fortunately slipped right up inside putting distance.
Nicholson parked it pretty well last time, but he's pulled it right. So you can see the difference right away. I mean, he's getting the skip over there, but you can clearly see the difference in their shots between just the regular round and now being in the final. Little more nerves.
Yeah, it's not quite as natural, I would say. So Casey showing us the sidearm route. I think he messed this one up last time. This one looks like an ace run. Oh. My goodness. Not bad.
Not bad. You're right. He did pull it early last time, and that's a great adjustment for him.
Yeah.
Mitchell, look at his eyes. He is totally in this.
Yeah, he's 5 strokes behind Casey. He knows if he wants to make a move, it's got to come quickly. Great shot. That's a great way to start it. So he's going to be looking to take 1 stroke on Casey here if Casey misses.
Can Kyle get the crowd going?
Yeah, I bet.
All day, just not as committed to his putts, but I think that has to do with nobody pushing him. It's hard to push yourself when you're just trying to get through it and get to the trophy circle.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boom.
He said, no, you're not taking a stroke from me.
Casey is on fire still from the round before. This is the same day, so this isn't too long after the...
Yeah, this is after that steak we talked about from Salt Lake, and then basically they're right back on the course. They had about a 2-hour break because of the women in Masters. Mr. Inside the Circle.
Yep. I just enjoy seeing all this focus, though. These guys aren't letting the pressure get to them. They're not hurrying. They're taking their time and acting really professional about it.
Yeah, and people ask me, like, well, do you think people really want to come out and see the amateurs play and watch them on the game? Do you not watch the Final Four on NCAA? Don't you want to see the next Zion Williamson before he becomes Zion Williamson and follow him and, feel that attachment? So when you're watching the videos, you're pulling for somebody, and we start creating real fandom.
Yes. Kyle did hit a really good comeback putt right there. That was over 20 feet.
And I like the way that they're following the lead of you guys now, and they're all trying to dress up to par. And, a lot of amateur tournaments you watch in the past, they're not dressed like professionals, but these kids you're learning from you guys. You really put out a good example.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, it's so important that we take the sport like that, and we dress appropriately, we dress professionally so that other important people take us seriously. This next hole is hole 4 of our final 9. It's original hole 7, a par 4, 738 feet with 2 optional fairways.
So John's got the tee, and he sewed it better than last time. I think he's going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, so maybe, okay, I think he's opting for that because he needs more distance on the tee. I noticed last time most of these players did not have a putt for birdie on this hole, so maybe he's needing more distance to have a more consistent look at it.
Casey kicks early right just past the short tee, and on a hole like this, I don't care how far you get, you want to get somewhere, and I think that's going to be really difficult.
Oh, yeah, he's got about 700 feet left. Ooh, another Anheuser.
And straight down, I mean, he got some distance, but I don't think he'll have any shot there.
No, not for birdie. That's for sure. Kyle let this one leak just inside last time. That's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, he had the tree in his stance, and this time, it's perfect.
That's got to be the prime position.
I expect to see him get at least a par here.
Yeah, I would say he's going to have a birdie putt likely.
What a shot out of the woods. Oh, still, though, he hit the line, and now he's basically where Kyle is.
Yeah, which is what you want. Like, when you get into trouble like he got in, I mean, he hit first available. When you get into that kind of trouble, it's important to get to the landing zone that you were planning on getting to so that you at least have a chance for that par.
That's also a fantastic shot.
This looks great. Okay, so what in the world? Did he go? Oh, wow. Yeah, still got a lot of distance left. That was a little bit of an illusion to me.
And after the recovery shot, that was surprising. I think that he just wants to get off this hole at this point. He's starting to feel the pressure on this hole, and he sees Mitchell making that shot. So we'll see how they react against each other and see how Casey handles the pressure. Look at the little love out of the champ, And I'm starting to call him the champ. He's up by 14 at this point. We've got 5 holes left. So I think we can kind of almost count on that.
Absolutely. I think that's been a fair judgment for a little while. He's just been cruising. Not looking back whatsoever.
And while John's throwing, a lot of people at home I saw on the message boards giving the kid a hard time about being a sandbagger and all these different things, and it's unfair, his rating's too high. PDJ rules are what they are. If you're a true amateur and you never played cash, you never did it. And the kid has been a true amateur. He's only 17. Tiger Woods won 6 amateur championships before he turned pro. So I just think that we're so used in the sport to forcing people up that we're trying to force anybody that we're scared of. And instead of being intimidated by a player like him, just say, hey, he's the next pro, and be proud that you got a chance to compete against him.
Yeah, if you're going to be a real competitor, you would see the value in playing against somebody like Kyle.
Instead of saying, he's going to beat me, so I'm not coming. I wish we could do something about sandbagging, but we had to follow PDJ rules, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
While that approach is going on also, I just want to say I will be doing a T2 review on the Prodigy T2 on my Honest Take podcast. I'm also doing a lot of every manufacturer's disc every time, covering some legends of the game, and also doing some highlights on the NG Tour. So tune in to the Honest Take podcast as I'll keep you updated on next gen and and try to entertain you on what the companies are putting out today. Without those companies, we wouldn't have places like Jomez Productions.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for stuff like that, Dave.
Just trying to give people an honest take.
The honest take. I like it. Good up and down there from Casey. That's just damage control. He turned a terrible drive into a bogey. That could have been way worse, if you ask me. No.
Oh, and he doesn't get the stroke. He matches the bogey. And you see Casey looked at him and took a deep breath right there. As if, oh, all right, I don't have to be so scared anymore.
Yeah, I knowing Casey, I would imagine that was just like a, man, I know he had me there. That just stinks that he missed it. So the fifth hole of our final 9 is going to be original hole 13. It's a par 3 at 112 meters. That's 368 feet. That's going to be a straight mid-range for Kyle with a little bit of drift to the right, and then all these other guys are either going to opt for a little bit faster than that or possibly mid-range as well. 368 is reachable for most of these guys, I'd say.
And people at home wondering about the holes we selected. Jomez was in town earlier this year and did their Jomez challenge, and we thought it would be nice to use the same 9 holes because they picked a really nice flow, featuring a lot of the great par 4s and the signature holes. So we thought we'd stick with that. So we're using the Jomez 9 layout here for the final 9.
Nice. So looks like a couple missed lines so far. Kyle definitely going with the mid-range while Jonathan opted for the fairway driver. Casey is going to play his game here. I want to see this work out really badly. I want to see where it ends up because I don't feel like it's going to park it, but I do feel like it'll have a great look at the basket.
And he is, but he's got that brush to stand in.
Well, it should be dead. We'll see if he moves it out of the way.
Looks like the Mitchell Joe.
So he was throwing a faster disc as well. Wasn't able to hold the line and going signature forehand roller from Jonathan here.
I think we've seen him throw it from this spot. Oh, no. But he'll be in the fairway here.
It was not this hole, I don't think.
But it looked like that, right?
It was just like this, though.
He does seem to have all the forehand shots. I wonder if he can do all that with his backhand.
Oh, what a pretty angle right there.
Well, he's going to get up and down for the bogey. It's going to be a first bogey for him on a par 3 in, quite a long time this tournament.
Yeah.
So he's been consistent. It gets away from you sometimes.
Sure. Luckily, no harm done. He's got no pressure on him from in front or behind. Mitch with an important up and down here.
Running
the win today.
Wow. I like his game.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's really, really nice. He doesn't, mess around. Klein just in the victory lap, we'll call it. When you're in this victory lap situation like him, I think you've been in a couple, I'm sure, as I have. Do you try to entertain the crowd by holding stuff, or do you just keep playing?
I keep playing. Honestly, I try to separate as much as I can.
I think Casey
I don't
there
try to stop.
Little short. You don't stop.
No, I wouldn't try to stop. I mean, we sometimes play for ratings and stuff. There's nothing bad about having a great rated round or just turning in a good number.
See, I always was under the impression that since we finally had a crowd watching us because we weren't used to it, that if I could get a crowd out there, I better throw in some 80, 90 footers so they'll come back and watch next time.
Yeah.
And, I didn't say I did it, but as long as I had a lead, I would do stuff that was Simon Lizotte-ish to try to keep the crowd.
Yeah.
But
keep it interesting.
I think with you guys today, we've established the crowd so good, you just need to show them what you can do, and that's good enough.
Yeah, like play our game plan.
Yeah, you don't need to go Simon Lizotte every hole just to keep them into the game, which was tradition, I think. They would be, if you got a big lead, they'd be like, Dave, try to make it. I'm like, oh, all right, I guess it's like doubles or something.
Yeah.
But everybody's holed out there, and only John took the bogey. We had 3 pars.
Moving on, the next hole of our final 9 is going to be original hole 15. This is a par 4 at 790 feet. This is one of the hardest holes on the course, with a little bit of room on the tee shot to throw maybe a distance driver, likely a distance driver, I would say. with the amount of room. And there's some ground play up there also, some shortcut grass. Players really just need to go far and straight here.
Klein struggled with this hole 2 times in a row now. He's turned it, but he got through.
Yeah, I got through. I don't know how ideal that spot is that he's there, but we will see. I know he turned it over a little bit right of where he was wanting to go.
That's better for Casey than we saw last time.
Yeah, we haven't seen him actually hit that on a hyzer and drift it too far to the left yet. So that was really committed.
So 2 of them set up really well. Let's see what Mitchell has. Oh, and that's going to be trouble.
Yeah, left side's thick.
That's the thing about Texas. It looks like you can still get through, but there's lots of little down-hanging branches and stuff that'll knock a good shot right out of the air.
Oh, there's no air.
That's probably the least quality shot we've seen out of John yet.
Yeah, it might be.
But it's still in the middle.
Yes, so could have been way worse.
Mitchell getting up the fairway quite a ways, didn't hit anything.
Another solid shot from him.
This is a long hole, though.
Super long. And it gets especially tight towards the end of the fairway as well.
That decorated enforcer he likes coming right now. Oh, and is he getting tired, you think?
I don't know, actually, man.
99 holes is a lot of golf.
Yeah, definitely. I've watched him play a big majority of the event and have not seen anything like that. That's for sure.
That was just, I've noticed a lot here about Casey. He likes to shape the shot, so he pushes off the trees and either makes it really beautifully or he just ticks it on the right by the gap. That's what I've noticed. And Kyle, I just think, like you were saying, it's hard to maintain focus with that big of a lead.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And he's just playing for his friends at home right now and family and trying, his sponsor. And whoa, what a recovery shot.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hit the little baby gap.
Nice.
Can he get off this hole? Well, he'll have another one of those long putts he likes to make.
Nice little hallway right here for Casey. And he hits it.
I think we can, knock on wood, count that one. I won't want to jinx him.
Yeah, especially with how he's been putting lately.
Yeah. Mitchell showing us he's got some sidearm in him, not just backhand. Perfect shot.
Soft landing, nice shot.
Mr. Big Putt. Oh, just off the top
And
this
there
time.
the glasses went. He missed it, I think.
First time they flew off, huh?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they don't fly off when he makes it. Just when he misses. Oh, wow. So they're all finding a way to manufacture a bogey here with their putting, which has not been the case. They've been putting well, and,
That's
and
right.
if they've had bogeys, they've been with the shots they've thrown.
One more chance for a par. Oh, no.
So now we've got all bogey cleanups. That is pretty automatic for Klein.
Yeah, it's nice to have that putt as automatic.
I don't know about you, but in my career, for some reason, a lot of that distance, that 15 to 25, it seems like you should make it, and it can get away from you.
Every now and then.
So Ramirez had the only putt for par still, and could have made another stroke on Cox, but missed that short putt.
He did. Every time he's having these opportunities to gain a stroke, it's just not coming through for him.
Do you think he's keeping track of that?
I would say so. I would say he probably knows that he's playing against Casey right now.
So he's
much.
thinking to himself, I can only be 2 or 3 back now if I could just make those 15-footers. Is that going to make him tougher the rest of the way?
No, I mean, he might feel as if he's lost his opportunity now that putt has missed, which isn't really fair to say because there's plenty of holes left. There's still 3 holes left.
Tough ones, too.
And tough holes at that. Hole 17. This is going to be the 7th hole of our final 9. This is the best view on the whole course by far. We get to see the Austin City from the basket right here. The basket's perched on a group of rocks. Just looks really nice. You have an option from the hyzer backhand to the sidearm line.
And, you know, a good shout out to the club who cleaned this stuff up, and all the staff and volunteers this week in Texas really stepped up. Look how beautiful the course looks. They were there in all kinds of ways, from food to spotting. And if you ever want to run a Texas tournament or come to Texas, great group of people here in Texas.
What an awesome shot from Kyle right there. This hole plays really far. It has a low ceiling. A lot of people that peer the gap end up a little bit short. Now that has no problem getting under the low ceiling.
I was surprised it skipped from that angle. It must be pretty overstable.
Yeah, I would say he's mashing on a really overstable disc.
Ooh, the 8. He's got the Paul Macbeth Destroyer in their hand. You can see his signature.
Nice.
He kind of dressed like Paul. Maybe that's the player he was trying to emulate.
That's a good choice, if you ask me.
Yeah, not a bad choice to emulate the best player in the world. John, though, is one of the ones in this group I just think has his own unique style about everything. He's trying, and I like that. You know, emulation is great because that's what I did. I tried to. I don't look like Klein, but I tried. You know, but
yeah, what I like about Jonathan is his complete game and how he pieces the course together to fit his skills. He's very methodical, takes his time, and just seems really like well thought.
We see a lot of these 2-finger rollers out of him, like you're saying, but I don't so see that when I'm playing with you guys now because the OBs are where you can't really risk the rollers a lot.
Well, yeah, and sometimes, but I mean, when we're playing in the woods, I don't know how you're not seeing all these people chunk forehand rollers up there.
I'm not playing with the guys that have the capability, I guess. And John is struggling really badly with this hole, which I'm surprised, and that could be a difficult putt.
Yeah, it's definitely a tester right there.
Oh, here comes the runner.
I expect this to be right under the basket.
Yep. Yep, every time it's a layup putt.
Yes, it's beautiful. I use that to my advantage so often. And sometimes that move has won me tournaments.
Being able to do the jump putt
Yes.
layup. Yep. Don't try to make it commit to the base. There's Klein with a birdie. That's the guy we know.
I like that soft putt there. It's not even hard. It's just like laying it in the basket.
I like what you said earlier. It's nice seeing them putt with the cityscape in the background with the water. It is a beautiful look. And wow, Mr. in the Circle has missed another one, and he's going to double bogey a hole. He has all the space. There's nothing to worry about. He's going to get second place here probably, but very surprising out of him. I'm going to go with fatigue. And just knowing, hey, I'm 10 up, I'm 10 back. He can almost taste his drink and his food at the car, and he's ready to get that check and say, Dave, I played 99. Is that enough?
So the 8th hole of our final 9 is going to be an 831-foot par 4. This is the hole where it's very important to get a lot of distance off the tee shot because of its distance. This hole's one of the longest holes on the entire course. If you don't get good distance on the tee shot, you're going to be just too far to score.
Like Kyle wanted to get all of this one. Is he going to beat that tree and get in the fairway?
Oh, yeah.
Now that's the kind of shots. Now he's really starting to loosen up now that he's walking in with 2 holes to go.
That was such a confident shot from him.
Cox, I think we can see Casey here. You know, he's going to be more relaxed. It's interesting. He holds his backhand up there too. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, same kind of start routine. I like it.
But I'm telling you, every time we see him throw a backhand, it's perfect.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Everyone I've seen him throw has been right on his line.
Look there in the background was Simeon Schultz sitting to the left there, the last year's champion's 14-year-old brother who's coming. He barely missed cash, but I think he'll be back.
Nice. I've heard he is fire.
Yeah. They're just harvesting Schultzes over there in Louisiana. John, I mean, now they're throwing some golf shots. Oh, I mean, so that was a golf shot.
Yeah, it was. It was on a line, getting to flat, and just going to travel. Jonathan going to be throwing again from the fairway. Roller as...
So he does have the tricks on both directions.
That's right. I want to say he threw a roller on this upshot last time as well. But yeah, he's got all the shots, there's no doubt.
So it looks like we're having a little struggle here out of Casey. He's off to the left. Maybe Mitchell can have a little window here. You know, give himself a little chance on the last hole if something doesn't go right. That looks pretty good.
It is. It needs that full flex, too. Keep going.
Crowd likes it. I think it's almost in the circle.
Yeah.
Klein says, I'm going over the top. I got to show you what I can do. Oh, he just wants to show what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. Like, there's straight lines there all day.
I see that shot working if he threw it 2 feet higher.
Yeah. Those trees are pretty tall. I love it, though. I love the sight and just kind of visualizing that line.
That showmanship, too, is great. He's got, you know, not only is he a great kid, he's under control, now he's got showmanship he's building. So.
Yeah, he's trying to make the crowd have some fun.
Trying to bounce off that last hole. Can he get up and down here? And he has.
Nice shot. Those up shots are a big reason of why he's sitting where he's sitting right now.
The hold the putter thing, so I guess he's gotten that from Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah, I would say Ricky was one of the first to do that. I don't know about the first, but he definitely made it pretty known. And his philosophy is that if he's just going to practice with putters in his hand, why not putt in a tournament with one in his hand?
Well, looks like Klein will get out with a par. I know he wants to get a birdie here. He wants to leave on a positive note.
Yeah.
Casey from the bamboo line just says, no, I'm going to take third place.
That's right, and I can respect that. He's got 4 or 5 on Mitchell right behind him, so there's no reason.
Well, because he is going to take a bogey here and lose a stroke to Mitchell, but had he hit the basket, rolled away, and took 2 more, all of a sudden Mitchell's in the game with 1 hole to play.
Yeah, and that would make the next hole have a lot more pressure than what it could right now.
And I think that's the part where we're saying that some people have, are on the way up, and some people have played a lot of golf to become an amateur. That's the top, and I think Casey's one of those. He's played enough tournaments that he's playing golf, not just throwing discs.
Yeah, I think that was a good business decision from him. We've got one more hole for you guys. Hole 9 of our final 9. 720 feet. This is original hole 1. It's one of the most visually appealing holes on the course, with this beautiful rock bed at the end making our green. The slope on the right side is important to note because it's definitely easy to play a shot that kind of like skips into that and gives you a short putt, so we might see that.
All right, here comes the victory lap. And Kyle Klein's going on today, like we said. He's going to win $5,000 for first, and he's going to accept it. He's not going to be playing in the college championships next year. He's official pro. He's not eligible. So he'll be out on the Pro Tour, National Tour, playing with you next year.
Interesting. So I heard beforehand that he was planning on playing college disc golf.
The cutoff is $4,999 to be eligible. So he's winning $5,000 today, and he's accepting, and he will no longer be an amateur eligible for college championships. Same thing here with Mr. Nicholson here. He, is a college player. He still be eligible. He's going to cash at $3,500 and become a professional, but he'll still be eligible for college play until he gets another $1,500.
Wow. That's cool. That's a cool little wiggle room right there for some more tournaments.
And Casey Cox is Louisiana's newest pro, and he's going to claim $2,500 for this weekend.
Wow.
for third place, last trophy position. So that's pretty impressive. And rounding out the group, Mitchell Ramirez, who will, as you can see, finish fourth here. He will also turn pro and get $1,500. So all four of these guys are now in the pro ranks. And at Next Generation Tour, we're not trying to create pros. We're trying to give them the opportunity to become pro. We let them make their own decision, but it's nice to see that we're building the pro field. And I think that is very important, to build the pro field with people that can become pros, not just force them up because they want more pros.
Yeah, you created a lifelong memory for these guys.
He gets the rollback and the fist pump. He's very calm. That's his first fist pump.
Well, I know. It's just awesome. He knows that he's finally done all the work. Nothing can happen. Nothing can stop him from taking this $5,000.
Yep. And next year, we plan to be back here in Austin. So it's going to, these kids will have a chance to practice all year on the courses, know what to prepare for. It should be exciting. I think it's just going to keep growing, and we're going to see more and more talent. And because of productions like Jomez here, I think people at home are going to actually start to realize what's happening. It's not going to be something that's somewhat known. And whoa!
That was really close.
He wanted to finish with a bang. He said, I'm going out hard. And I think that's the move. Now his friends are watching. There's people behind the course here on the holes that, just coming in from the ladies and masters to see the finish. You can't see them. They're up there in the hills.
Go in, Casey.
Good run, Casey.
Yeah.
Great tournament. He's going to finish at a minus 12 for the tournament, plus 3 in the final 9. Mitchell, he doesn't get the birdie, but he is going to finish with a par at plus 2 in the final 9, minus 8 overall, and, great showing for him.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what happened on that putt, if it was just a little off.
It looked a little left. I wouldn't blame the bucket. Oh, my God, he's over it. He's trying his best. He'll finish with a par. He'll be 23 under, plus 3 for the round, and like I said, welcome to professionalism.
Yeah, great tournament, Jonathan. Much respect for the composure and just the way you played the whole tournament. Also, shout out to Mitchell for taking that 7 on his first hole and coming all the way back to making it in the final 9, just barely also.
Just barely by a stroke. And Kyle Klein, there's your champion. He worked all year, he said, 12 months to take home the championship title from Granville, Michigan. He shot 2 under in the final 9. 40 under for the tournament with a highlight of 1075 rated second round and an ace.
Yeah.
What else could the kid ask for?
Just a crazy round there at Flat Creek.
So just to go over the scores again, minus 40 for Kyle Klein with a overall, minus 23 for Mr. Nicholson, minus 12 for Mr. Cox, and Ramirez finishes at minus 8. So I just want to thank Prodigy for putting us together with this video with Jomez and all of our sponsors on the tour who make it happen. And I want to thank you, Kevin, as it was a great pleasure commentating with you. And overall, go to nextgendiscgolf.com, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. And if we're not doing it right, let us know, because we want to take disc golf to the next generation, do the best we can to grow it. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening, and we'll see you next year in 2020 at the Next Generation Tour.
Thanks so much, Dave. We'll see you there.